Hey everyone, it's Char from Char's Fashion Nation. And you know what? I've been watching Serena. I'll leave her listed in the description box. Um, I've been watching her lately and we just spoke. I was telling her about, like I have a Sears Kenmore. She sews with the Sears Kenmore most of the time, which I think is awesome. But I have my parts. I don't have the light on in here because like today I'm light sensitive. Um, but anyway, I wanted to show you guys, and trust me, like right now my Sears Kenmore is not a catch-all. I promise you. I did clean that up. So I thought maybe I would show you that machine, show you the manual. It came with like original box for parts to the machine, and they're in great condition. Now, if you knew I got this machine a couple of years from an estate sale a couple of years ago. And Rob and I were out running errands, and there was this estate sale, and that was out there, and I was like, oh, a sewing machine, can we stop so I can look? And like he pulled over. I looked. There was a phone number to call. I went and got the money because I saved that for a rainy day, and it was rainy the next day. And so yeah, I purchased it. And you can't really find these machines in this condition much anymore for how I found it. And when I brought it home, I dusted her off and oiled her up. Like, I know this looks blue on camera, but in person, this stripe is actually purple. And this is red, even though I don't really look it on camera. So anyway, I keep the machine oil. You only need like a drop or two per area on the machine. So let me get this camera turned around and start showing you the machine itself. Now I was going to do it on the camera, but my SD card ran out of room. Oops. Because I don't have the light near me, I don't have to worry about that part. And don't mind what's over here in this corner. I'm working on something for a friend. So anyway, I got this machine in this condition. Now, the lid to it is below the desk, and I cleaned it because I want to use this machine when I go to work with a lot of vintage patterns that I have. And in order to do that, I think the best quality would be to use a vintage machine. And since I have this vintage machine that works, and I still need to fix my vintage Singer G series electric trundle, I have this to use. Now it's got the piece over here that you undo. You don't have to take it all the way over there. And oh, the sucker's heavy. And it's got the serial number and everything right there. And underneath here. Now, I had dusted this off really good. And there's points on here in which that's where you would put the oil. Okay. Oh, that's a heavy girl. she be heavy, but she's good. Now, like I said, this came with the original boxes. Now, some of my stuff from my Singer, some of the parts I keep in here like this and this. So these two things are for the Singer. Okay, everything else in here, like the tools, they did come with tools so that you know that. Then it came with all these fabulous feet to use with the machine. Now, a lot of people may not realize these are super important for whatever you may be doing. Like, here's a zipper foot, right? The manual is in excellent condition. It's not damaged at all. There's no water damage or anything. There's no damage to these presser feet. I mean, like, look at these. You just don't find these anymore unless you're paying a pretty penny for these presser feet. And, I mean, I'm looking through the camera. You just don't find this quality much anymore. I love sewing machines. Y'all know I have so many vintage things in my room, so I will be rearranging my room. And hopefully, if I can get the right cabinetry and top, I can have a better fabric table as well. Anyway, like I said, you just don't find the pieces like this anymore. You just don't. And they're fabulous. I do happen, if you had seen that video, I do happen to have a vintage Singer button holder, in which I keep up in that cabinet. Yes, the one right there with my nerdy stuff hanging on it. So there is that. Now this manual, they normally, when you find these machines, you're not normally finding it with the manual in this condition. Like I said, there's absolutely no water damage to it. And the person put no notes in it or anything. So is that good? Yes, of course. It also shows how much the person actually cared about the machine that they had purchased. Now, to me, a sewing machine is an investment piece. You invest in your craft, all the settings and stuff in here. So, it shows you different things, as you can see. The instructions for that on every page. And normally on this type of machine, there's not a tension setting on most of these machines. And I'll tell you why. These set really good for whatever you're sewing. Just be careful how you do certain projects. Sometimes you need the little tissue paper if you have a slippery fabric. So again, like this shows you the diagram of the bottom of the machine like I showed you. The bobbin. The bobbins that go in this machine are different than how the bobbin, sorry about that, goes in this machine where you have this here. I do a lot of cuffs, that's why I leave that off. Opposed to this being here, right? And then when you open that up, there's actually a metal casing down in there. And then I was like, is there a piece missing here? It's in here. Don't mind that. I'm doing a project for a friend. And I'm also cleaning at the same time. But the pieces are in here. And I was like, you know what? I have to put that back on when I go to move my room around. After I get it all moved around, I'll just put the piece back up here. So remember, when you find beautiful machines in this condition, realize you bought a piece of history. This is a piece of sewing history right here. This tells a story about its, the time it came from. Let me get the camera turned back around. Like I was saying, now I turn the light off because my eyes. Like I was saying, anything like this that you can find, I don't know where you can find. You know what? Now that I think about it, you might be able to find some of the manuals, even though I haven't looked for this. And the presser feet, either on eBay, you might have some luck on Etsy. I'm not sure. Go look. You never know. Anyway, I was just lucky to find everything in that estate sale a couple of years ago. I've only used this machine twice. Let me show you. The person had shown how they even did. I didn't stitch on this. The person that owned it stitched on this. So they were showing how to do a buttonhole. That would have to be one heck of a button. And the other stitching. Like I said, this is and this is another piece of fabric that was with it. It doesn't really have a lot to it, but that's okay. But with this one, it does. And you can see right here where they practiced their stitching on this, which I think that's great that this was with it, because this is what the needle, speaking of, the needle is still in perfect condition. So it's like, do I have to change that needle? No, not really, depending on what I'm doing. It's like, what did I step on? I gotta clean around my sewing desk, because like thread will get on the floor and then it balls up, and you gotta clean that up. Always keep your sewing desk clean as possible. So anyway, let me know, what do you think of vintage? And go check out Serena. She does really beautiful vintage sewing. I don't care what size you are or where you come from. If you can sew, you can grow. Anyway, with that said, stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive, and as always, stay blessed. And remember, there's the rest of things out there in life yet to learn, because this is just a theology of mine, is that you can never learn enough. There's too much in life to learn. Just keep on learning it and keep on being positive, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, because next month I'm going to make a fall, let me see, coverall. And then I will tag Morgan Donner in that one, because I'm doing a similar one to the one that she did this month. So anyway, see you later. Bye.